Hello guys, it's me again, your teacher Jayan. And today we'll continue talking about the topic main idea and thesis statement, which is week 1, session 3. So that makes this video part 2 of that discussion. So let's begin. Let me share with you my screen, guys. All right, let's start. So on the last video, we talked about what is main idea and how can we find the main idea on paragraph. Now let's try to differentiate a thesis statement from a main idea. Based on the last time's discussion, a main idea is what is what is a paragraph about. So it is the central idea of each paragraph in a certain composition that can be found in a topic sentence. So in this video, guys, we'll talk about a thesis statement. So on the other hand, what is a thesis statement? So a thesis statement, guys, contains the main idea of the entire text, of the entire composition made up of different paragraphs. So that is mainly the difference between a main idea and a thesis statement. So therefore, it's like an umbrella. It's the umbrella term for the main idea because it covers a central idea of an entire, again, composition made up of different paragraphs. So the question is, so what is a good thesis statement? A good thesis statement is, first, framed as declarative statement. So the question is, what is a declarative statement? A declarative statement tells you a claim on a topic. What does the author want to say about a certain topic? Stated in a declarative form or manner. So it's not a question. It's not an interrogative statement or an interrogative sentence. So let's go to the example. The poor example of a thesis statement is, what is a plagiarism? So why is it poor? Because it's not a declarative statement, as simple as that. But from that question, you will realize that the text probably is all about plagiarism. So how can we improve this? Improved version. Plagiarism can be explained from cultural and socio-political perspectives. So in other words, the topic is plagiarism. And what does the author say about plagiarism? That plagiarism can be defined in two ways, in a cultural and a social-political perspectives. And that will be what the text is about. Oh, I forgot to put a period after S in the perspectives. Next, other characteristics of a good thesis statement are, it makes a claim. A claim again is what the author is saying about the topic. What is the author's opinion about the topic? Next, it presents an argument and is arguable. So those three characteristics are just related to one another. It presents the author opinion or argument on a certain topic, and it should be arguable. What is arguable? Again, arguable and opinion are something which can be true or untrue. That is just based on the understanding of the author. And that is what the author needs to prove in the entire composition. So why is it not a fact? Why is it an opinion? Because if it's already a fact, then there's nothing to talk about it. Because it's already accepted by everyone. Remember that when you write something, you want it to prove your point or your opinion or your idea about a certain topic. So that's why a thesis statement should be arguable. Next, it's a complete sentence. Complete sentence means there is a topic and there is an opinion about it. There's a claim about it. The idea should be, or the thought or idea should be complete or explicitly, explicitly expressed on that particular sentence or thesis statement. Next, does not state the obvious. Does not state the obvious here means, as an author, you will not write, for instance, in this essay, I will talk about plagiarism. No, that's not. You don't write your thesis statement in that manner because it's a very weak way of writing. Next, it can be found in the first paragraph on an essay. As I said earlier during our discussion on the structure, by just reading the introduction of your paper, the readers know already what the paper is all about. Because again, the thesis statement is a central idea of the entire composition. Therefore, it should be found in the first paragraph of the composition. And usually, it is at the end or last sentence of the introduction. Usually, guys. Then it lists down subtopics. It lists down subtopics because in the thesis statement, it also contains what we call directions. Or uh, it tells the reader what can be or what are the possible contents of the body of your composition or text. Later on, you will know it further during in the run of our discussion. Okay. Now let's try to spot a thesis. So you will choose between the two samples of statements that I'll be showing you based on the writing prompts that I'll also be showing you. Which do you think is a good thesis statement or a thesis statement? First, let me read it to you. Early on in life, people develop an admiration for heroes. In a well-developed essay, discuss the person you admire and why you choose this person. So this is your writing prompt. So if you were to write an essay about that writing prompt, which between these two might be your thesis statement? Is it A, one person I admire is Manny Pacquiao, is called the boxing champ of the Philippines, or B, one person I admire is Manny Pacquiao, the greatest boxer of all time? Remember what is the topic? The topic is all about the person you admire. And the prompt is asking you to tell me who is that person. So in both sentences, it was written near Manny Pacquiao. So the question now is, why is it Manny Pacquiao? Which do you think is the answer here? Remember the characteristics of a thesis statement. It tells a claim, it is arguable, it is not factual, and it's a complete sentence. Both are complete sentences. What do you think is the answer? Okay, the answer there is letter B. Why letter B and not A? Because in letter A, it was said there that Manny Pacquiao is the boxing champ of the Philippines, which is true or not? It is true. So it's not arguable. But on the other hand, letter B, it says there, Manny Pacquiao is the greatest boxer of all time. And that is arguable. And that is what the author needs to prove in the body of the composition. That's why letter B is the answer. Okay. Next, writing prompt. In order to develop holistic individuals, DepEd strengthen incorporation of sports in curriculum. Write about their favorite sports and the benefits you gain from it. So in this example, it is very obvious. It's letter B. The sport volleyball allowed me to get in better shape and meet new interesting people. Why not A? Because A isn't a complete sentence, while B tells us what are the benefits that the author is gaining from playing volleyball. And the author will discuss about how does volleyball help him or her get in shape. That can be the first paragraph on the body. So we have introduction, and then the second paragraph might be telling the reader How does volleyball help him or her get in good shape or better shape? And the third paragraph, the author will tell us how volleyball help him or her meet new interesting people. And then lastly, conclusion, which can be just a restatement of the thesis. Next. Okay, between these two, which do you think is a good thesis statement? Being a teacher is a great profession because it allows me to work with students and be creative, or B, why do I want to be a teacher? It's letter A. It's obvious. It has a topic. Being a teacher, no, teaching is a great profession, and then the reasons. It allows me to work with students and be creative. Why do I want to be a teacher? No, it's not a good thesis because it isn't complete. There are no reasoning. It does not tell you what could be the possible content of the body of the pair of the composition. Next, learning to play music instruments when I was young helped me to become a more intelligent and well-rounded person. B, I learned to play musical instruments when I was young. Okay, which do you think is a thesis statement? It's still letter A. Okay, because of the part, because those are the subtopics already. Help me to become a more intelligent and well-rounded person. In the body of the paragraph, in the body of your composition, you will explain how does playing musical instrument help you become more intelligent. And then the next paragraph help you to become a well-rounded person. On the other hand, in letter B, I learned to play musical instrument when I was young. Period. It's as if you don't have to add anything to it. There's nothing to explain about it. That's why it's not a good thesis statement. Next, in this essay, I am going to discuss the effects of long-term drug abuse. Long-term drug abuse can have serious effects on one's marriage, career, and health. Which is a good thesis statement here. Is it A or letter B? Both statements have topic, which is drug abuse, the effects of drug abuse. Okay, it's not A. Why it's not A? Because in here, as I've said, a good thesis statement does not state the obvious. Which phrase makes letter A not a good thesis statement? By saying, in this essay, and then I am going to discuss. No, that makes it not a good thesis statement. All right, next. Inner city public schools grapple with some serious problems. Letter B, some of the most serious problems in today's inner city public schools are the overcrowded classrooms, the low percentage of trained teachers, and the lack of resources such as textbooks for students. It's letter B. Letter A, there are no directions. It's still incomplete. The letter B, you have three directions. You have three subtopics. What are those subtopics? The problems, overcrowded classroom, then low percentage of trained teachers, and the last is lack of resources such as textbook for students. So in other words, in the body of your composition, there are at least three paragraphs talking about those problems, those directions or subtopics. Okay, now, now you're done identifying what's a good thesis statement. Now it's time for you to write your own thesis statement. Okay, let us further define what is a thesis statement. A thesis is a one-sentence statement about a topic. Again, it's just one sentence, but it contains a central idea of your text. And it serves as the basis on how many paragraphs will you write on the body of the paper. Where will you base your body paragraphs? Next, it's an assertion about your topic, something you claim to be true. Notice that a topic alone makes no such claim, it merely defines an area to be covered. Again, a thesis statement is composed of topic and your claim slash assertion slash opinion about the topic. To make your topic into a thesis statement, you need to make a claim about it. Make it into a sentence. Look back over your materials, brainstorms, investigate notes, etc. Think about what you believe to be true. That's it. You have it to think of your topic, think about your opinion about the topic, combine them, make it one sentence, and that is a good piece. Okay? Here is an example. Think about what your readers want or read to know. Then write a sentence. Prepare it at this point, a simple one, stating what will be the central idea of your paper. The result should look something like this. This is the original subject. An important issue in my major field. So think about an issue on your major field. Okay? The context is all about your major field. In your case, what's your major field? It's accountancy, business, and management. What is there in accountancy, business, and management that you want to talk about? What is that particular issue? That would be your topic. In this example, media technology education for communication majors. So the field is communication. And what is that issue in communication? Incorporation of the media technology education. So, and what can you say about that media technology education in relation to communication majors? We have now the thesis. Theories of media technology deserve a more prominent place in the university's communication program. So the author here is trying to say that the college should give importance to the theories of media technology. So it should be part of the lesson or what they are trying to talk about or what are they discussing in the program. Oh wait, let me just pause. All right, I'm back. So it says there, it's always good to have a thesis you can believe in. Why is it always good to have a thesis you can believe in before writing your paper? Because again, that will be your thesis statement will be the basis of your paper. You don't just write anything that comes into your mind without a certain structure. It should be your paragraph should be developing a central idea, and that central idea is your thesis statement. This is not a thesis. This university has communication major. And so, what's your idea about it? What's your claim about it? That's why it's not a thesis statement. Okay, let's continue. Oh, lagging, wait. Mm-hmm. Still. Right, let's continue, guys. A thesis is the evolutionary result of a thinking process and not a mere observation. You may have a working thesis, an argument that you think will make sense of the evidence, but that may need adjustment along the way. In other words, when you start writing your paper, you already have your thesis statement, and then you start reading more about it and writing. Along the way, you might realize better ideas while you're writing. That's why your thesis statement isn't permanent. You can have a working thesis. A thesis that after reading a lot of references or as you are writing, when you realize something better or a better idea, then you can change your thesis. You can revise it or rephrase your thesis. Just like when you are writing a research, you have a working title. It's a working title because it is still subject to change. Same with your introduction. After reading a lot of references, you will realize things that you want to add in your introduction. So it's okay. You don't have to pressure yourself in coming up with a brilliant thesis statement right away and then spend your time just thinking of that. You know, it can be a working thesis. Okay, let's continue. Okay, thesis statement. A thesis is a direct statement that explains the topic of your essay, what you believe about a topic, and why you believe it. In other words, from that definition, we will arrive at the three parts of a thesis statement. What are those parts? We have topic, what you believe about the topic, and why you believe it. Those correspond to the three parts. The number one, the topic is what we call identification. What is that the paper all about? What do you want to talk about? Next, claim or belief. As I've said earlier, it's your opinion. What can you say about the topic? What is that something about the topic that you believe in that you want people to believe in as well? And that is what your claim is or belief. Number three, this is important. Your direction or direction. So what's direction? Direction on the earlier slides, it is the same with the subtopics. Okay, so these are the three main reasons that you can use to support your claim on that particular topic. That is directions. Okay, the same with the topic earlier. Who is your idol? Who's the best person for you? In the example earlier, it's Manny Pacquiao, but the author did not include reasons aside from he's the boxing champ of the world. That's it. You just have to add more. Think of other general reasons that you think you can support with details or evidence that you can include in the body of your paragraph. Okay, this is a sample. Educators often discuss whether high school sports have a positive influence on students. Some educators think high school sports do have a positive influence because the lessons learned from athletic competition add to the lessons learned in a classroom. Other educators think high school sports do not have a positive influence because the emphasis on sports often overshadows students' achievement in other areas. In opinion, do high school sports have a positive influence on students? Let us imagine that this writing prompt is given to you. Now, try to think of your thesis statement. First step, what's the topic? What do you think is the topic here? The topic is all about the inclusion of high school sports or offering high school sports. Next, what is your claim about it? What what do you believe about high school sports? Do you think it has positive influence or do you think it does not have a positive influence? Do you think it's beneficial to high school students or it's not beneficial? So write your claim on that particular part. It's actually a T chart. Then directions. Tell me your three general reasons why you think um, offering high school sports is beneficial or not beneficial. What could be a good reason to say that it is beneficial? One reason was already stated in the sample. It adds to the lesson in the classroom. What kind of lessons? It can also be beneficial to students in terms of their health. They can be physically fit if they are engaged in sports. So that can be another reason. It can also be it helps them to meet new people or new friends. It makes them more sociable. It develops their personality. Those are possible reasons. And after thinking of the topic, deciding on your claim, and writing your general reasons, you may now combine all those three to come up with one complete sentence. And that's already your thesis statement. Let us see the sample. Okay. Sample here, the topic is sports offered in high school. Claim, they have positive influence. What can be the reasons that sports have positive influence? Actually, there are four reasons provided here. First, teach social skills. Second, teach time management. Third, provide exercise. Fourth, teach benefits of hard work. Put them all together to make a good thesis statement. This is a sample. High school sports unquestionably have a positive influence on high school students. High school sports on red is a topic. The words in yellow is a claim, have positive influence. And then here are the reasonings or the directions. Because they teach social skills, enforce dimensional skills, provide exercise, and show benefits of. See, that is a complete sentence. It has a topic, It has a claim and it provided 4 directions or subtopics. So what would be the purpose of writing those 4 subtopics or directions in the thesis statement? Those 4 will tell you what will you write in the body of your composition. So in other words, since you already have 4 directions there, you are expected to write 4 paragraphs in just the body of your composition. Then 1 more for the introduction and another one for the conclusion. Therefore, your composition should be at least 6 paragraphs. So that is the purpose of writing a thesis. But then again, as I've said earlier, it can be a working thesis statement which you can modify as you're writing. Okay? Another sample here. Should cellular phones be banned in high school? This is very short, straightforward. So what's the topic? Banning of cellular phones. Claim. So what is your belief about it? Do you agree? Or you disagree with it? Will it be beneficial to ban cell phone in high school? Or disadvantageous? It's up for you to decide. For instance, we say it is necessary to ban cell phones in high school. So you are in favor of banning cell phone. What would be your general reasons? Why do you think it is necessary to ban cell phone? It can be first, it serves as distraction to the class. What else? Second, it can be a way or a source for cheating because students can easily transfer answers. What else? Distraction, a source of cheating. What else? Aside from cheating and a distraction. Distraction because students will have an access to internet already, even if they are just inside the classroom. They can do Facebook, they can browse any websites whatsoever. Okay, now it's up to you to decide. What is your claim? Do you think it's advantageous or not? And just provide me the reasons. And then combine all those 3 parts and have it in one complete sentence. And that is already a thesis. So I hope, guys, it's now clear to you what is the difference between a main idea and a thesis statement. What are the parts of a thesis statement and why is it important to know how to write and spot a thesis statement? What else? No, I don't have anything more. So if you have any question, guys, feel free to contact your class representative and have your class representative chat me or PM me with all those questions, then I will surely answer them. Okay? So again, a main idea can be several things, or there can be several main idea in an entire composition because there's one main idea in one paragraph, and your paragraph is composed of several paragraphs. And those main ideas are under one central idea in a composition. We call that a thesis statement, which is usually found at the end of the first paragraph. And what are the 3 parts again of a thesis statement? You have the topic, your claim, and your directions. Okay, that's it for this lesson. I hope you learned a thing or two in this presentation. Bye, guys.